Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces.
What happens when Angel Reese fans lose? Chaos. Absolute chaos. Candace Parker gets dragged just for existing, and Kennedy Carter transforms into a full-time baller, part-time troll. Welcome to the madness on Isisal Chicago, where the sky are crashing, the fans are fuming, and Carter's antics feel more like a stand-up set than a basketball game. It's not just a WNBA drama. It's reality TV with jump shots. The tension is high, the emotions are raw, and the timeline is one tweet away from total meltdown. Buckle up because this ride is only getting wild. Let's dive into the mess before someone else posts something unhinged. Ask ChatGPT.
You had comments on Angel Reese and it went viral. People were saying, oh, you're an Angel Reese hater.
They asked me my opinion on player tiers, and my thing is then if you bring something to the argument, bring something else. Can she get to player A or player S or whatever? Yes, she can. Yes. Right now, I don't know if she's alongside those players in B's, and you're measuring her against players that have been in the league for years.
Right.
And so I think that, you know, I've faced it on the men's side when people attack you for what you look like or who you are. That's usually not coming with a solid argument.
Candace Parker said what needed to be said. And apparently, that was all it took for Angel Reese's fans to go up in flames like someone lit a match in a room full of hairspray. The moment Parker opened her mouth, the Reese hive hit DEFCON. One, reacting as if someone had insulted their firstborn and canceled brunch all at once. But here's the kicker. Candace wasn't wrong. She just committed the ultimate sin, saying the quiet part out loud.
We always know she's a matchup nightmare.
Oh.
Paige Beckers, I can't put her above
we put Arike in the B tier? Come on. Arike is like a D tier player. Arike is a shot chucker. She can barely shoot 35% from the field most games. But go on, Candace, but go on.
Sabrina's and the KPs and the Caitlin Clark.
Paige B tier.
But I can put her at that B level.
Okay.
The more Arike and her play together, the better they're going to make one another. Cameron Brink, I think, is, you know, the unknown. So I put Cameron Brink on the C level, I think, just in terms.
And the quiet part? It's that Angel Reese isn't exactly the second coming of Lisa Leslie. No matter how many times ESPN tries to Photoshop a crown on her head. It's not shade, it's statistical, it's visible, and honestly, it's getting harder and harder to pretend the Emperor has clothes when Reese is bricking free throws like she's allergic to rim contact.
So fix it, Candace, fix it. I'm calling on you because I got confidence. You're one of my favorite players of all time, and I talk about you in all of the different conversations if you go and look at the network yourself. So I just hope that you, Candace Parker, fix what you said, what you did. You know what you did when you did how you did it. Fix it, Candace, because Angel Reese is top tier.
But oh no, say that out loud and suddenly you're either tearing down black women or just plain jealous. Jealous of what exactly? A double-double factory clearly powered by training wheels, playbook adjustments, and a team so committed to elevating Angel Reese that they might as well be wearing her merch under their jerseys.
I just think that it's like comparing apples and oranges. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
at least
they don't play the same position.
They like doing the like Magic and the Bird comparison. Well, they played similar positions. Like Bird, he played the guard position. Like they at least kind of match up. This, like, what are we doing? I'm not
falling into that. I'm not into the comparison. I think that there are a number of things that Angel can improve on, will improve on in the situation she's in. And I think Caitlin Clark has done that even in her first year in terms of, being able to be that floor general. Her and Aaliyah Boston's connection has really improved. And I think the thing about Caitlin, yes, she can shoot from the logo, but she makes her team.
Let's talk facts, not feelings. If Angel Reese hadn't been coddled during her rookie year, with carefully scripted rotations and minutes spoon-fed like mashed bananas to a toddler, her stats would have been begging for mercy. People act like she's dominating off pure, raw talent when, in reality, her rise has looked more like a social media production, crafted by Instagram reels and post-game makeup tutorials. It's giving influencer energy, not on-court impact, and people are finally waking up to the difference. Now, let's get into why folks are really pressed about Candace Parker's commentary. She didn't just call out Reese. She held up a mirror to an entire fan base hypnotized into believing that mean mugging and TikTok dances somehow count as post moves. The truth? Reese has started to look more like a brand than a baller. And when the marketing outshines the actual buckets, you've got a problem. And then there's the elephant tap dancing at mid-court, Caitlin Clark. Yes, Candace had a point about Reese, but her take on Clark, completely off. Clark isn't just cooking defenders. She's flambeing them. Those so-called elite stoppers Candace said would humble her, they've been left chasing ghosts and inhaling jump shot residue. Clark doesn't just beat defenses, she embarrasses them. Why do you think she's getting picked up full court like she's guarding national secrets? Because if you give her 3 inches of space, the shot's going in and your confidence is going straight to therapy. Opponents aren't defending her. They're surviving her. And yes, Angel Reese is one of those defenders. She's been baptized by CC22 more than once, only to return to the bench looking like she just read her own stat line and didn't like what it said.
Is that Candace Parker made a tier list and put, of all the top players in the WNBA, where, by the way, every single player, or like all the players on this list were good. So there's no bad players. It's like if you had a tier list where you only had the top 10 players of the world, you would have a top 10 player of the world in D tier. Like, it is what it is. And basically, first of all, the Angel Reese fans attacked her because she basically said what is correct. Angel Reese is a fantastic, third option.
Yet the same fans who scream protect black women are the first to throw grenades at Candace Parker the moment she voices an opinion they don't like. The irony practically writes itself. But let's shift focus to the real MVP of this circus, Kennedy Carter. While Reese's fans were sobbing on social media and Parker was serving up graduate-level basketball analysis, Carter logged on with a flamethrower in one hand and a bag of popcorn in the other. She wasn't just watching the Sky season implode, she was DJing the soundtrack, posting like the petty fairy godmother of Chicago's downfall. It's honestly poetic. As the Sky flounder, Carter trolls from the shadows like a disgruntled ex who knows all the secrets and isn't afraid to spill them. She's not even playing, yet somehow she's the most entertaining part of this entire mess. Her posts deserve to be framed in the Louvre under petty excellence, because when your former team is collapsing like a lawn chair in a thunderstorm, sometimes the only thing left to do is laugh and tweet. Meanwhile, Angel Reese continues to puff her chest out in press conferences, talking a big game while her box scores quietly beg for help. Her fans insist she's being targeted. No, she's being evaluated. And the numbers don't lie.
Of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Asia Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defense Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years. Have an impact on the defensive end immediately,
Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year.
And based on the footage, Angel Reese's report card is looking rough. And honestly, giving her a C might have been generous. Some might even call it charity. Without the constant babying through strategic rotations, teammates setting up her stat padding, opportunities, and a media machine treating her like basketball royalty, she'd likely be sitting on the bench next to the water bottles, wondering why no one's passing her the ball anymore. Reese's game isn't evolving, it's looping. Same moves, same predictable sequences. She gets the ball, goes through a recycled routine, and hopes for a bailout whistle or a flashy highlight. But when that doesn't happen, the mask slips and the cracks show. She gets visibly frustrated, starts barking at refs, and suddenly it's everyone else's fault. That's not leadership, that's a diva complex. And heaven forbid someone say this out loud, because here comes the outrage machine. In today's climate, honest critique is instantly labeled as hate if the subject wears lashes and confidence. But confidence without consistent production, that's just noise. And more people are realizing the volume isn't matching the value. Which brings us back to Candace Parker. A woman with championships, Olympic gold medals, and a basketball IQ that could coach circles around half the league. If she says something, maybe, just maybe, it's not coming from jealousy or bitterness. Maybe it's just the truth.
It's just as important as dropping a 40-point game. Because let's be clear, even I'm sure if you were realistically on the WNBA streets, and it's on Twitter or it's on Threads, whichever one you prefer, or maybe you are on both, and I'm sure if you are on both, by now you'd have probably seen a video going viral of Candace Parker sitting here saying she felt like Angel Reese is a C-level player. Basically sitting here saying she's a role player because she couldn't be the first or second option on no team. And she just said she's a great offensive player. And let's be clear, I do think, I feel that what she said about Angel Reese is the same thing I feel about when I hear people was comparing Angel Reese.
Maybe it's because Candace Parker is watching the same footage as the rest of us. She just knows how to read it. But the Reese defense squad doesn't want the truth. They want fairy tales. They want a world where performance doesn't matter, and optics are everything, where swagger is valued more than substance, and where criticizing a bad game is seen as an attack, not accountability. Holding players responsible for their play, that gets mislabeled as internalized misogynoir. This is the paradox of Angel Reese, marketed as a dog, but playing like a kitten when it matters most. And while her fans are lighting torches in her defense, Candace Parker is likely sitting back, sipping a smoothie, watching it all unfold, knowing that one day people will admit she wasn't being harsh. She was being honest. And if they're smart, they'll realize it before Caitlin Clark drops another 30-piece on their so-called generational talent while being guarded like she just committed identity theft. Reese doesn't need more defenders. On Twitter, she needs to defend someone on the court. She doesn't need fans barking at Candace Parker. She needs to prove Parker wrong through performance. You don't silence criticism with Instagram reels and catchy slogans. You do it with wins, with buckets, with not getting outplayed by rookies who didn't arrive with a prepackaged PR machine. This isn't high school, it's the pros. And while fans play keyboard warriors, veterans like Candace Parker are playing chess. She's not here to coddle egos. She's here to elevate the game. And if that makes some people uncomfortable, maybe the problem isn't the message, it's the mirror.
It's disheartening, the comments that Candace Parker is saying. It's something that you wouldn't expect from her. It's something that you would not expect from her. Sorry, I'm repeating myself because I'm just like kind of blown away at this point by some of the things that I'm seeing when it comes to Candace Parker, and you know what she's saying in the video. I don't know if everyone has seen it. I don't want to call it jealousy. I don't think she's jealous, right? Candace Parker has a career. She's a Hall of Famer. All of that. I don't think it's jealousy. I just think it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you can hate on somebody without being jealous of them. You can hate on...
And let her game do the talking? Please. If turning the ball over 10 times in a single game is her idea of speaking up, then someone needs to revoke her mic privileges immediately. Because right now, all she's saying is, here, let me personally hand the other team 10 chances to embarrass us on national television. At some point, the stat sheet stops looking like a rough night and starts reading like sabotage. Let's be real, 10 turnovers isn't just bad. It's basketball malpractice. That's not pressure, it's donation. The ball should be a weapon, not a party favor. And when you're fumbling like you've never seen a double team in your life, it's not elite defense, that's just basketball running quality control. The worst part? We're expected to sit back and pretend it's all just part of the learning curve. Well, that curve is starting to look like a flat line. If you want to be treated like an A-lister, you have to perform like one. Being a star in the WNBA isn't about flashy pre-game fits and viral quotes. It's about delivering when it matters. If you're dribbling the game away in crunch time like you're allergic to composure, then no. You don't get to sit at the big table. You're still at the kiddie table, hoping someone passes you a juice box and a reality check. Clutch moments are where icons rise and influencers fade. The final 5 seconds? That's where legends are carved into hardwood, not where highlight reels turn into blooper reels.